Good afternoon. So I'll start with just a basic recap of some of the information we can share before taking any questions. So this investigation began early Friday morning, about 4 o'clock in the morning. Officers were called out to a residence in the 2700 block of Braden Drive. Someone reported that they believed that a 4-year-old girl had been missing for some time. We got the digging into the investigation. This 4-year-old victim, Malikah Young, we can identify for you now. People who knew and loved her knew her as Jelly. Had not been seen since going to visit her mother last September. So when officers get to the house, they speak with a resident there. They start having some concerns about the information that they're getting. They contact the missing persons unit, who initiates a missing persons investigation to find out where Malikah is. Very quickly, they became concerned that there may be foul play involved, so they contacted the homicide unit, and we also brought in the crimes against children unit. So this was really a full court press to find out where Malikah was. We knew we needed to determine where she was at. Certainly that's concerning when no one can account for a child for that period of time. So as we moved forward through the investigation, we started interviewing obviously her parents, friends, people that knew her, other people in her life. We had quite a number of people down here on Friday, and even as we were talking, more people were showing up that we didn't even reach out to. They heard we were looking into this, they were concerned for Malikah, and they started showing up trying to share any information that they had that they thought could potentially help with finding what happened to her. So during these interviews, we eventually developed information that was sufficient for us to obtain a search warrant for the residents in the 2700 block of Braden Drive. Along with crime scene, we began processing the scene, and there we were able to recover human remains in the backyard of a 4-year-old girl. I can tell you today we believe those remains belong to Malikah. Now, it's because of the investigation and as it's proceeding, it's going to take a little bit of time to be able to positively identify her, but I can tell you that the totality of the circumstances indicate it is her. Later in the evening, we charged Malikah's mother, Malikah Bennett, with murder, child abuse inflicting serious injury, as well as concealment of a death. I've worked homicide for most of the last 10 years. I can tell you that this case is deeply disturbing. It's disturbing to everyone who's worked at crime scene investigators, detectives, everyone involved in this case. Many of us are parents, and it's very difficult to understand how someone could do this to their child, kill their child, and bury them and move on with their life as if nothing happened. I mean, it's really, truly shocked everyone to their core that's had any involvement with this case. Now, it's very early on in the investigation. I can't answer a lot of your questions, but I'd like to try to take a couple of them right now.
Any word on how long those remains were in that property?
So we believe that Malikah's been there since September. She went for a visit during that time frame, and we believe she's deceased sometime in that window. So early September, of 2020.
Was the Department of Social Services aware of this, or were they involved in any previous things dealing with her,
So that's a question we certainly have, and we're looking into right now. Detectives are actually working on getting those records and going through those, so I defer to them because we haven't had a chance to look through all those records yet.
Brian, Malikah's her father. Now, her biological father was not there. But was there a boyfriend or a stepfather in the home? And is he in the clear?
Yes, so there was another male resident at the Braden Drive address. We can say definitively that he's not responsible for his death based on the investigation. We're able to alibi him.
And there's rumors that Malikah was kind of kept in like a dog kennel, or the conditions of her living situation was very poor. Could you say anything about that?
You know, I don't want to get into details yet because we're still interviewing other people, so we can't share all the details. What I can tell you is we've charged mom with child abuse, inflicting serious injury. It was an abusive environment, and ultimately resulted in her death.
Are you able to determine how she was killed?
That's something we're still waiting on the medical examiner's office to share with us. Obviously, we have information from interviews that are leading us in a particular direction, but the medical examiner's office can hopefully provide us with some information of scientific certainty as to what happened. But that's still pending right now.
We heard rumors that there were possibly complaints about foul odor in the days leading up to officers arriving. Were you able to confirm any of that? Neighbors called you all with concerns?
No, we don't have any information about that. There may be rumors. I don't know that that's consistent with the information that we found so far. I mean, there was no odor when we went there.
Excuse me, I don't know if this has already been covered, but has the mother had any history with law enforcement?
Mom has been involved with law enforcement in the past. I think she's got some arrest history I'm sure you guys saw, but nothing, obviously nothing to indicate this. It's not, nothing at all like this.
Anybody else?
Thank you guys.